Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome to this tarot card reading. So today we are just doing a simple tarot card reading using the Light Seers Tarot. And I'm just asking Spirit for a message for whoever tunes into this reading today. All right, so let's get started. First, we have the King of Cups. Okay. I'm going to pull the 3 cards first. The King of Cups is giving me a very calm, peaceful energy. And next we have the Strength card. And third we have the Death card. All right, so let's see. King of Cups, Strength, and the Death card. So 2 out of the 3 here are major arcana. So that's significant, first of all. So some big changes happening here. So I'm already feeling right away you are going through a period of massive transformation. The Death card is all about endings and new beginnings. Even on this card here, it says death and rebirth. So you're going through this transformative time in your life right now that is a rebirth. And I love how this particular deck has the infinity symbol. And that's always seen on the Strength card in the Rider-Waite Tarot. And on here, you can see it on her arm. Yeah, there it is. When you get old, you can't see too well. I couldn't see it with my glasses. So anyway, yeah, so we've got the infinity symbol on both of these cards. So that is really giving me this message of not just these are the cycles of life, but what's really coming through with this infinity symbol is going with the flow. And that's where the King of Cups comes in. You know, he's very grounded and calm in storms. So whenever you're going through a transformative time in your life, it's going to be potentially chaotic. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. Again, with that infinity symbol, the just the ups and downs and the roller coaster kind of times of our lives. And the King of Cups is someone who's very still within himself, or can get to that place within himself to find that calm that's always there, that's always inside, that never ever changes. This is something that you always have access to, no matter what is going on around you. And with the Strength card here, it's telling me also that you're very strong. You're very strong emotionally, but you're also strong because of everything that you've been through. And you know how to balance like this lion and this lamb. Like the lamb feels very King of Cups, you know, just kind of gentle and calm. But the lion is able to be fierce, and he's very strong. And it's this energy of just whatever you need to tap into during this challenge, this change you're going through, this transformative time, you may need to balance. Again, I'm just really drawn to this infinity symbol here, which is also called the Lemnis Gate. And I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but that is what it's called. So that might be something that you're really familiar with. You might work with this symbol. And yeah, it's just going through the ups and downs, but also it's kind of giving me like, you know, the 2 of Pentacles too is on the Rider-Waite Tarot. It shows like that infinity symbol, and that can be about juggling things and balancing things. And, you know, with the 2 kind of very different energies here with the lamb and the lion, it's being able to flow between the 2 from a very emotionally mature place and knowing what you need to tap into at the right time. It's like knowing what energy is appropriate to embody in any moment. And that is a sign of emotional maturity. Sometimes you need to tap into the lion energy, which is strength and confidence and a little bit of fierceness. And then other times it's better to be more in this gentle, soft energy, this kind of like just receiving and just allowing. And that can be very King of Cups too, where, you know, you just kind of allow the chaos to go on around you without it letting it affect you so much internally, affecting your emotions and that sort of thing. So let me see what else is coming through in these cards. I feel like you're also a pillar of strength for those around you. So this transformation, I'm also now just kind of tapping into a more like collective energy of transformation that we are going through as a society. Humanity right now is going through a massive, massive transformation on so many different levels. And you are someone that can be this King of Cups, someone who's strong and soft at the same time, depending on what's needed. Like this time that we're going through is so, I don't know, just chaos is coming through, and it's so tumultuous, and it's so, it impacts our nervous system in such a way that it can really throw people off. And it's this, Spirit's been telling me, like, this roller coaster feeling is going to be with us throughout this whole year, where we're going to be sometimes up and sometimes down, and we need to learn to navigate this roller coaster of emotions. And we get, especially if you identify with being a light worker, you know how to get your vibration up and be in that space, but you're still affected by everything going on around you. And as a light worker, you're probably an empath, so you're very sensitive to other people's emotions and just energies, and that can lower your vibration. And it's okay. And Spirit's saying, just flow with it. You know, when it comes too much, get into this King of Cups energy and just get yourself centered. Spend some time in meditation. That can be really, really helpful. Water is also coming through as something that can be really helpful in some way, whether it's water rituals, taking a bath, just being near water, or just tapping into the energy of water that's very cleansing and soothing and calming. Like even water sounds, I'm hearing, like if you like the sound of rain or the sound of like a trickling brook or something like that, like add that to your repertoire of quiet time and create quiet time for yourself to be able to experience solitude and quiet, to calm your nervous system. The King of Cups has a very calm nervous system, or he knows how to get his nervous system calmed down in these times of transformation and rebirth. So whether this is happening because of what's going on collectively, or if it's something that's happening in your own life, like your personal life, just having those kinds of practices to bring you back to your center is going to keep you so much stronger, like feeling like you are coming from a position of strength. And whatever kind of energy you need to tap into, again, whether it's this lion energy or this lamb energy, you'll be able to kind of just flow right into it, whatever you need, and just always get back to your own self, your own energy. And that's also really important. Spirit's saying, really get in tune with what your calm inner space feels like. And that's something that you don't really know until you spend time in meditation. Like people who are studying to be mediums do this practice called sitting in the power. And it's a little bit different than meditation that is used for just like relaxing and quieting the mind. It's an intentional exercise that you do. I'm sorry, I'm swallowing. My throat chakra is really acting up in this moment, and I'm trying not to cough. But Yeah, water might be really helpful to help you clear energy. Like this might be affecting your different chakras as you're going through this like transformation, this just tumultuous time. And water, just like drinking water, again, like keeping your energy field and your physical vessel clear with like drinking more water than you normally do. That's just like a little side thing that came through there, which is making me lose my train of thought. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot what I was saying there. Yeah, sitting in the power is what I was talking about. So that is a practice where you just sit and feel into your own energy and you feel what it feels like. And that might sound strange if you've never done it before, but it's a really powerful practice. And it's one of the best ways to connect with your spirit team. So if that's something that you want to do, sitting in the power is going to help you do that. It helps in a lot of different ways. And I'm speaking to it in this reading mainly about like just understanding how your energy feels. So you know when you're off kilter, you will just feel it immediately in your body because you know what it feels like when it's calm and centered. So that's a really good practice Spirit is saying to use during this time. And let's get a little bit of like clarification, like what is coming after this death and rebirth phase, or this time that you're going through here. And Spirit's saying you have the strength to go through this because you've been through so much, and you don't get to be emotionally mature like this King of Cups without having to gone through difficult things and not been that King of Cups, not been calm in the storm. Like you've been through storms and handled it differently, but you've put a lot of work into learning how to stay calm in difficult situations. Wow, the Tower just came out. Yeah. And then the Six of Wands. That's awesome. This is that success. And I feel like the Tower and the Six of Wands is saying, yeah, like you've been through these Tower moments, like really difficult situations. And you've learned that the best way you can respond and also recover, is what I'm hearing from those situations, is to learn how to control your own nervous system. That is a really big theme for this year, in particular for Lightworkers especially, but really for all people, to learn how to settle their nervous system. Like what we're going through right now as a collective is putting our nervous system on edge. All of the changes that are happening in the world and the things that are going to be happening like so fast. Like Spirit is saying that we're going to be experiencing like one thing after another, and it might feel like you kind of can't catch your breath. Like as soon as you think one thing's sort of settling down, something else like really major comes on the scene. And that can really take a toll on your nervous system. And Spirit is saying it's so important to put practices in place to strengthen and fortify your nervous system. Really like strengthening your emotional vessel, your physical vessel, so that you can respond in an emotionally healthy way for not just others and how you help others, how you serve others, just how you are in the world with others and what you're contributing as your vibration, but just for your own well-being. And for being able to show up for yourself and others, you need to be able to calm your nervous system. All right, let me just get one more here because we got the Tower and the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is, success and it's victory after difficulty. It comes after the Five of Wands, which is that chaos energy. And what came out is two cards, Ten of Wands and the Nine of Swords. It's like I think this is just a reiteration of the success that you have had in overcoming these energies, the Ten of Wands and the Nine of Swords energy. Nine of Swords is just, it's the sleepless nights. And it's when we go through times like this, we can get into this space of stress and just losing sleep over it and anxiety and that sort of thing. And the Ten of Wands is this pressure. And it's this pressure on your nervous system that I was referring to. And Spirit is saying with these practices of strengthening your own practices to take care of yourself, the self-care that you are engaging in, to really care for your physical vessel and your nervous system. I mean, that is the key here. And that is what is going to help you be successful through this death and rebirth time. So Spirit wants me to kind of mention like some things about the nervous system, how you can calm your nervous system. And part of it is being proactive. So it's limiting what you're absorbing, especially if you are a light worker, an empath. You really have to be aware, like self-aware of what you're exposing yourself to. And it's not about burying your head in the sand and saying, oh, I'm too sensitive, I can't look at anything. You can look at things, and like the news and social media, for example, but you have to be aware of your own nervous system and like where you're at with that. And that changes also. Spirit saying, like, they're showing me again that infinity symbol. Like, there's different times when your nervous system is really like shored up and you have that real calm strength about you and you can handle more. And there's other times when it's more on a downslope because there may be personal things going on in your life, for example, and that is already stressful enough. So basically, your nervous system is kind of the system that handles, I'm trying to think of how to say this in a simple way. It's like it handles the stresses of life. And when you need to, like, think of the fight or flight reaction. Most people are familiar with that common term, fight or flight. So it's the system that fully engages like your adrenaline and your blood flow and all of that when it's needed to handle a crisis situation, for example, and then can easily get back to homeostasis and a calm space after that situation has passed. But if your nervous system is dysregulated, you may be staying in that heightened like fight or flight adrenaline space longer than is really necessary due to things like, stress and pressure and the worries about everything going on in the world. And then you pile on top of that your own personal challenges, and it can be, it can be a lot. And that's why having something in place that helps you get calm and centered. So grounding practices that you do regularly, practices every day where you really release the energies of the day, especially, again, as like an empath, as a highly sensitive person, you are picking up energies, vibrations from everything around you. Even if it's just news that you just are watching with your eyes, you're still absorbing the energy of that, and you may be picking up on collectively what's going on out there with the amount of like fear and stress that exists in the collective right now. And you need a practice to kind of release that every single day. And again, that's where water can come in. So whether you take a bath or a shower and you set the intention for that water to literally cleanse away the heavy energies that you have picked up throughout the day. Doing that every single day. Having a grounding practice where you get outside every single day, even if it's just for 10 minutes and you sit in your yard and you take your shoes off and you put your feet in the grass. Anything that you can do to bring calm to your life, and what that is that works for you. Spending 10 minutes every single day just in quiet with no phones, no kind of input, and you just sit in quiet with a cup of tea or with nothing, and whatever works for you, listening to quiet music, anything that brings quiet and calm to your nervous system, but doing it regularly, like regularly and intentionally, is really what Spirit is saying is going to help you through these chaotic times, whether they're happening in your personal life or because of what's happening on the world stage. All right, so I'm going to leave this message there with you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.